So today I just fixed this broken keyless. So it's working now. It was a line issue. I traced the wire and found the faulty line and connected it. There's another problem with the passenger front seat. Let's take a look at it. This is the other problem. It doesn't move. So it's probably, we'll find out. Use are the alcohol. Alcohol is not included. This is my ID. It's not included too. So I just washed my hands because it was a very dirty, sticky goo. Why is it making that noise? Okay, so let's use this. I've been using this tool before, the Black & Decker alkaline powered screwdriver slash drill, cordless. It runs on 4 pieces AA 1.2 volt batteries. I've been using this for years now. It comes in handy. It came with hex tips, screw flat and Phillips screw tips, and also drill bits. So just have to remove this battery case and put the batteries in. Okay, the batteries are in. I'm using Eneloop. They've been with me for years and years, like maybe more than 5 or 6 years, or maybe 7 or 8 years. So Eneloop is a good make of a battery. They're made by Sanyo, and I've been using these batteries in photography for the flash in the past. Okay, here you go. It's a 2-directional screwdriver, drill, hex driver tool. You can switch it to power or manual if you want to use your elbow grease for the work. Comes in handy for ladies out there who loves to do DIY. I mean, don't limit your DIY to guys, because when you're on the road and you're a driver, or when you're out there somewhere and you need some fixing, nobody's there to help you out, you gotta learn to do things by yourself. So we got one Phillips screw here, another Phillips screw should be in here. There's coins. I gotta clean my stuff. There's the other Phillips screw. So we're going to remove that. Oh dang it, it doesn't fit. Off guard. The space is too narrow, so I'm using my hands, fingers to remove it. This is gonna take some time. I got big fingers because I got big hands. Okay, there you go. And we're removing this screw on the doorknob. Lock the lever. And that's how the power tool helps, especially if you're a lady. And you remove this. Next thing is, you gotta remove this because the vehicle has this thing here. Okay, and then we also need to remove this because you can't remove this faux leather cover, door cover. Take it out, and then we gotta do some elbow grease power. So, you know, these are snapped onto the sides of the metal. They're hard. So these are just snapped. You can just break them, crack them, whatever. That took some effort there. And we can lift this up, take it out, just careful. And this is the connector for the power window. I'm just gonna have to take it off because we don't need this. There's a clip here somewhere. The white. Dude. Alright, we finally disconnected the power window connector, and that's how I got my hands dirty earlier. These go sticking on the rims of the door. This is, by the way, the power lines. I already fixed this before. Connected to the actuator here for your lock. And let's see where the problem is. I hope it's just somewhere here. Okay, this is a very handy connector. I don't know how do you call this. It's not a terminal block. Maybe it's a terminal block or a connector. 2-on-2. I got this from, I think, Lazada or Shopee, like a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago. So good thing about this is you can just flip these two and then pull away to remove. Let's take a look at the cables. The cables are still intact. We'll have to test if the actuator is broken. If not, then it's a line problem. So we isolate the issue here. Why it's not working. A battery pack of the Black & Decker power tool. This is what I used earlier to test if the actuator on the passenger seat on the right is still working or not. So let's just connect one end and the other to the terminals, the battery terminals. Hear that? So it's working. And this is a line problem, a more difficult problem to root cause. We'll have to trace this line. So we'll see what we can find. I've released the two levers for the power source. It's the same culprit on the passenger side. Is the blue wire. Dang it. What's wrong with this? Cheap wires. Green is still there, but the blue is like it's snapped. So let's try to get to connect this and see if it's going to work. So use a wire stripper. I got this from DIY. It's a nifty tool to cut wires of different gauges that fits in these 4-hole sizes. And there's also at the tip there's another and the main one for the big wires. So we'll see if I can do this with one hand. Otherwise I'll really have to not record it. Alright, the wire gauge fits in this. I just have to press it. It's not going to cut the copper, only the rubber coat of the wire or the insulator, and then pull it. I can't do it with one hand. Let me try. Okay, dang it, I'm using only one hand. How about this? Oh shoot, take a look at that. Kind of a what quality of a wire is this? Look, after the wire stripper, there's nothing in there. I think the metal is really heavily corroded inside. I can't even see it. Heavily corroded inside. There's nothing. It's probably oxidized, and that's a big problem if this goes all the way through to the source, but I hope not. So I can't focus. But take a look at that, how corroded it is. When I strip the wire, there's only rubber left, or hardened rubber with nothing inside, no core, but it's white, so it's like probably silver wire, and it's corroded, and that's kind of hard to trace this now. I'll have to trace it up to how far it has corroded and then see if we can get some wire out from it. Made another cut, and this is how it looks. So I have to gamble. Like, I can't keep cutting small strips just to find out where the metal is. Maybe the softer part. This is a really hard one. There's a softer part here. Let me try to cut it from this end. Alright, I was able to have a good hunch on where to cut it, and that was on the softer part where the cable bends. Let me clean the other wire so we can try connecting it again and see if it was just a line issue, hopefully, so I can wash myself later. Alright, so we got the green line stripped and also the blue line stripped. I have a good hunch that this was just a line issue, just like the passenger side rear door. And we'll connect. I hope the line is long enough. Dang it. Okay, I hope this will still reach it. They're still good. So let's put this. It's kind of hard to hold camera with one hand. I hope I remember this is the right terminal. Snap this better. Okay, and let's test. Where is that? Okay, let's test if this works now. Okay, I'm going to test if it was just a line issue. If it was, then hopefully this is the fix. In the moment of truth, we open it. What the heck? Oh, it's the wrong terminal. It closes when I press open, so I'll just have to reverse the terminals. So green must be down and blue is up. Let's just have to flip the direction of, or the polarity of the actuator by switching the wires. Hopefully this should be it. Okay, let's put the green at the bottom. Okay, get it in. Ah, yes. And the blue, it's so hard to hold the camera. It's so hard to get in. Oh, there you go. Oh, yes. And then snap it. Yeah. Whew. All right. Let's see if this works. At the moment of truth, second time around to open. Yes. Close. Yes. Alrighty. So I think that's about it. We were able to root cause the problem for the keyless lock, door lock that's not working. It was another line issue, and it's the same blue cable, just like on the rear passenger seat on the right. So I think that's about it. Just have to put this back together. Put this back here. Okay, I guess that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Kiao.